What up, what up, what up? What's going on, everyone?
What's going on, everyone?
How's everyone doing? I'm doing lovely. How are you doing?
Hashtag blessed.
Bless up. Oh, man, what's going on, everyone? So I am Shadell, one half of the Paging of the Simpsons podcast. I'm joined by my lovely fiance.
Hi, guys. It's Lauren.
And today we're going to get into some stuff. I say this every week. I don't know. I just really feel like this episode is going to be good. Just a heads up for everyone. I know we were testing this probably a few weeks ago with the video recording of one of our episodes in the past. So this one is up. We're going to start doing these where you can also go on YouTube to find, or to watch, I should say, the podcast episodes. So going forward, all episodes will be recorded and up on YouTube for you to watch. If you want to watch those, if you want to listen to the audio, still staying the same.
And it looks all fancy and legit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, pretty much our setup is I was setting it up. I'm like, yo, we are killing it. Like, I feel like we're part of the news or something. We're going to give you guys some dope content. So we're going to get into this. One of the things I wanted to get into was talking about the Shane Dawson.
You got this.
And his cat controversy.
Meow.
Like, oh, man. I don't have the audio for you guys. But I'm sure, I'm sure if you have heard it, if you haven't heard it, look it up. It's graphic, I'll say. Man. So pretty much, I'll describe it to you. So Shane Dawson had a podcast a few years back, and he was talking with some of his friends on this podcast, and he was saying how he did this weird thing with his cat, where he put the cat on its back and spread its legs to the side and began humping it, and you can kind of imagine what happened after that. And when I first heard this, I think you played it with me, or you played it for me and shared it to me there, and I was like, that's kind of weird. And then he followed up to say that he was 19 when he did this, and I was just like,
I mean, if you were 10, maybe, but
I'm like, I can make this pass if you're a kid, but I'm like, that's wild. That's crazy to me. So he did come up on Twitter saying, he was just doing that to be edgy, and that was his thing back then, and he didn't actually do this and this and that. And man, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know what to believe, honestly. I don't know. I can see both sides.
See, a part of me would believe that he wouldn't do that, because I'm like,
because it's so random and. Yeah.
Why would you? I could see when I first heard it when you played it for me. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, I would say that to my friends, not because I did it, but because I'm just playing around. I'm just doing that to see what they would react.
That's the problem though. Is too much is put out there, and then it can be misconstrued, and then people go back because people, if you're that big on the internet. People are always going to look for something wrong. People are always going to look for something to, start tea over and all that. So
that is true.
It's just you have to kind of be smart when it comes to what you put out there.
Oh, man. And they roasted him. And then I'm not sure if it was planned. It probably wasn't. He probably not planned in the sense of that, he knew he was going to propose to his current boyfriend. But, hey.
It was 2 days later or something.
Yeah.
I really don't think it had to do with that. I think it was a coincidence.
I don't think so.
Because they got engaged on their 3-year anniversary. So I feel like it was going to happen, period. I think he purposely did it on that day.
Man.
I'm like, dang, wait. It's kind of funny, though. It's good timing because it's way to kind of take all of the talk off of that subject now onto your engagement.
Yeah.
It kind of came in handy.
It died.
It's dead. It's out of there. People aren't even talking about it anymore, so we're just over here holding on.
It leads to my next point, or a conversation we're going to get into a little bit later there, which is talking about cancel culture.
Cancel.
Because I feel like everyone's just so quick to be like, yo, I don't like you. No, you're doing we're going to get into that because I really have a huge problem with it, and I've been seeing it a lot lately over the past, year or two.
Oh, I got my own thoughts on it, yeah.
To touch on that Shane thing and to move along to something a bit more similar to it with another, I don't know if you want to call these celebrities, but public figures, which you don't know, you're not too familiar with, but it's just hilarious. And let me see. I'm gonna find this clip here. I'm gonna play it for you guys. Excuse the horrible audio. I'm gonna play it through the mic. And so to give you some background here, Jess was on a flight, and she claimed originally that like she was going to that she called out these like Muslim people that were like wearing turbans and wanted them off the plane. That's what like she was saying, but I guess that was not true. And then she got some huge backlash for it. So I'm gonna play like the clip here. You're gonna hear the beginning of it is her showing like a picture, or it's a video of her showing like the men walking out, and then it leading to her getting super aggressive. Let's get into it.
We're on our flight. Where are you going? Where are you going? Tell me, if I'm scared, I'm scared. Fuck you. Fuck how y'all feel. Y'all mad at me because I don't side with every other black person. Because I don't side with every other race. Fuck y'all. I feel how I feel. I felt threatened, and that was it. Fuck y'all. And I'm not flying there. We were evacuated, bitch. Why? Why? With no reason explained at all. No technical difficulties or nothing. Y'all gonna listen to Jess with the Mess one day. Because my news is real. So how ironic is it that we boarded the same plane and I don't see those people? Yeah, we're fully boarded. Eat my ass. I'm us. And my news be real. Tune in.
So that's what she posted, and it went crazy. Like everyone was on her. And to give you some idea on this happened during the time of the New Zealand like shooting thing. Around that time, I think it was the
mosque.
Yeah, the shooting of the mosque in New Zealand. It was probably either that day or the day after, somewhere around that time frame. And it was just poor timing. I thought that was really bad. And then she went on to later apologize on YouTube. And I wasn't on the fence of like going straight and being like canceling a Jess Hilarious and being like, no, I'm not messing with her. I'm not doing this, whatever. I'm just thinking, as soon as I saw that clip and saw what she was saying, to me it came off as like someone that wasn't educated in there because of what the news has told us. Just like, it felt sad because being a black person, this is what the media tells other people. They're like, stay away from them. If you see a black person on the street and it's late at night, you're gonna have to go to the other side of the road. Like, I'm not automatically going to cancel Jess. I'm just thinking it's just a lack of knowledge in that area.
That's actually what I thought when I first heard that.
Like,
it's because I was in third grade when 9/11 happened. Mm-hmm. So, and you were too. So we grew up, kind of learning that you should be afraid of these people because that's what they told us. They told us, these are the people who flew into the towers and therefore they're no good, period. Yeah. And we're at war forever with them and all this kind of stuff. And it kind of gets ingrained in your brain, especially if you're growing up and if you're a kid in it. So I don't know about her. I don't know if she's our age or what.
She's a little older, I'm pretty sure.
But still, I feel like...
Nonetheless, I really feel like the media did it. Yeah. The media, and I think she...
And you're right, it's the same thing with your race, too. They go about it in a way that they're going to create fear around whatever they feel like should be... I don't know how I'm saying this. Like...
Dog, I'm gonna say it straight out. They create fear on anything that's not white. If it's not white, it's not right.
No, but
how that saying goes.
No, I get that.
Oh, true.
No,
true. True. No, false.
Hey. No, true is in I get what you're saying, but like, that's not exactly what I was going to say. But I feel like it's very orchestrated. I think is what I'm saying.
And I hate it because we're in the most like divisive times where like. Like I said in my anxiety episode that we were talking about there, like I have anxiety in me going to the gym because I feel like I just don't belong there. Like I'm one of probably a handful of black guys that I see during the time that I go. So I'm thinking like, and I just like some people just give you that energy where I'm like, I don't know if I fit in here, and people just like there's just an issue. And it was cool. Some of the past couple times I've gone to the gym, like as I'm headed out, I like, you know, I'm always gonna hold the door for someone that's coming in or out. That's just how I do. And like it was just cool where it's like I think it was last week, some guy was like, "Oh, thank you very much. Have a nice day." And I was like, "Yo, that's great." And I think the week before that, some lady did the same thing. I'm like, "Yo, this is great. Like I like that. Like I love that positivity because I never thought about that."
Do people not always thank you?
They thank you, but to further say like, have a good morning or, you know, have a nice day or like just anything when instead of just going, I don't know.
I love when people are like, "God bless you, have a wonderful day,"
Exactly,
like, and they're all like into it. I'm like, oh.
Because I feel like when you just say thank you, like that's just that it's just like what you
I'm
say.
like, I've been blessed today.
Oh my god. I feel like that's just what you say. So I'm thinking, yo, you're gonna say more than that? This is dope. This is great. Like, yo, you saying have a nice day to me? I'm like, I appreciate it. Like that small comment, I'm like, yo, that is great. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know. It was just huge to me those 2 times. That's why I can remember them. And I'm just like, that is great. What?
So as far as the cancel thing with her,
I think it's a lack of knowledge in that area. She did apologize.
I think it also goes into the thing again that not everything has to go online. Like, you can feel a certain way. I think a lot of us feel scared when we know we shouldn't, or where, like, you know, we do kind of judge a race or a gender or whatever, and we have these feelings and thoughts. No one can take that from you, but you also don't have to say it out loud or say it on the internet, especially.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty sure.
Then it's this PR move of having to clean yourself up, but you really meant it. But don't like make a mess.
Yo,
you can feel it, but like we don't have to know.
I'm not sure if you know of this thing. Probably a few years ago, it was this model. She was at a gym, and there was like some older lady that I think she was in the shower or she was in the locker room changing, and like this model took a picture of her. And like blasted her on social media, saying like, I don't know, something about like how her appearance, like how she looks, like dissing her on how she looks. Of a
naked lady?
I believe so. I'm pretty sure. Her name was like.
Do people have no boundaries?
I forgot her name, but I'm sure if you follow the news, you probably heard it. This was like probably back in like 2017, 2016, and like, yo, people stopped messing with her after that because that's so like horrible. Because imagine, we go to the gym. We don't use a locker room, of course, but... I
have, though, a bunch of times.
That gives you the fear of, like, yo, like, what? Yeah. Why do you have to put this online? Like, you feel like you should have some type of privacy, and it's just like,
that's why, like, there's some really confident girls, right? When I would be changing in a girl's locker room, and say there's a lot of people and there's not a freestyle or whatever, and I just have to change into like the bra or something, I would always make sure that I'm like facing the lockers at least. Like, there's some people that'll just whip them out and just, you know, change and who doesn't care who sees what. But like, I would always try to be more discreet because I'm like, good. But yeah, it
I mean, not to touch on a serious topic here, but I'd be like, hey, if I'm a lesbian, you can find me in the locker rooms. What up?
See, that's one of those things you probably shouldn't say online.
I mean, oh yeah, don't shoot me. Yeah, I feel attacked.
Okay, then I could say the same in reverse.
I mean, I would not. Yo, I've been in those locker rooms where I've seen those older men. You do not want to be there. No offense to them.
There's older women too, but then there's also younger men and women.
I don't want to see a young guy, but I mean, I teach it on if that's what you want to see.
Okay, but you're saying for the other side. Oh, dude, you just took it somewhere you shouldn't have taken it.
You know, I realized that, and now I kind of want to just get back on topics. Let's go.
Look, now he has to come out with his apology. Look at it, see?
Whoa, you trying to cancel me?
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of which, Daniel Caesar, I'm going on a ledge on a bunch of things. Daniel Caesar said you can't cancel him with how crazy he went on Jess, not Jess, hilarious. Yes, Jules, saying like, yo, black people shouldn't be getting on Yes, Jules, all this stuff. I'm like, nah, chill.
I don't know about that.
We're not gonna get into that. But Daniel Caesar, I like you, but you do not want to, be partied.
So do you think the one who did the picture of the older woman should be canceled?
Yes.
I think that's way too far.
That's like, my privacy you're taking.
Where are people's boundaries? Like, it's as it is. People share everything online.
Mm-hmm.
Like, way too much. Like, those people on Facebook, you know, the ones that, like, they update 10 times, 20 times a day, like, their salad and their relationship issues and, like, custody battles and all that stuff.
Oh, wait, I have one, actually. Hold on.
Yeah.
I got that one. I'm like, yo, I'm not cool with you. Stop it.
Right. It's like, they're just airing out all the dirty laundry for everybody. And it's like, we don't need to know that. Why? And these are the people that I end up hiding because I don't want that. I don't want all that energy. You know, there's some stuff that should be saved for home or whatever it is.
That is very true.
Yeah, when it comes to the picture, people don't have boundaries. People don't know, especially the kids growing up in today. Like, everything is online. Everything is on every social media. If you're not everywhere, like, putting everything, your privacy or your deepest thoughts and secrets and everything, you're not cool.
Exactly.
Like, and that's so terrible.
And what's wild is, what do you call it? One person we should be canceling, it was a recent issue that happened in our state in Connecticut where this lady was in some, like, what was it, Stop and Shop, I believe. Right. In one of those grocery stores. And she, like, went on a tirade of just, like, attacking these, like, this black couple or family, because I think there's probably, like, three or four of them shopping at the time. And,
I thought it was a man and a woman.
That's why I'm not sure. It could have been a couple, because it looked like it was either 2 or 3. It was hard to tell.
I think the third one is the guy who worked there that came in at the end.
I don't know. But
ironically enough.
If we're talking about cancel culture, we need to cancel that lady. Like, so they put out the video of it. I don't think I showed it to you, but looking at it, if you look at the video, like, she's just walking down the aisle, and this guy's trying to reverse out, and the only idea I can think of is that, hey, maybe they said something where it's like, oh, excuse me, maybe in a snotty way, and she she escalated it. Mm-hmm. But I don't understand where someone can come out with such, like, vulgar feelings and words and just in front of their kids. Mm-hmm. At the very least. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, she was disgusting. Disgusting. She kept saying MFer and the N-word and spit at them.
I felt so bad.
Like, and...
I'm not sure if you saw. I was watching the video because someone spotted it in the comments. They were like, look at the kids. They're, like, mortified. And I saw it. And, like, their little girl was, like, hugging her ears. Yeah. And I'm just like, yo, that is wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, it ended up being where I think it was... So this was in East Haven. I think she worked at Hamden High School or something. Hamden High School?
Yeah.
It was high school?
Yeah. One of those. If not, it was some school.
Yeah. And, like, literally... Okay, so this happened on a Friday night. By Saturday morning, she already lost her job. I was like, in less than 24 hours. Good job. So what people hated was they said how she had to resign. So, like, it's her quitting instead of being fired. Yeah. But that's a nice way to say that they were kicking her, though. Like, that honestly isn't that uncommon. A lot of times they'll say resign because it's a nicer way to put it. But they also reported her to DCF.
Which they should have.
Yeah, and just,
She called the cops on herself, too. I forgot what she said to the cops while she was calling 911, but it's just like...
Don't be another dog park Debbie.
And it's like, it goes to say, like, yo, people think, like... I always get these comments on, like, Connecticut's, a great state, you must be so rich or whatever. Oh, it's like, dog, I'm broke.
If you think, if you don't live in Connecticut and you think we're all rolling in it, you literally are just picturing Greenwich or Fairfield County as a whole. That is, like, the richer area. And then there's areas within Connecticut that are more affluent, but we're like an average state, I would say, because it's like we have those affluent places, we have awful places, we have like Bridgeport and New Haven and things like that.
Yeah, well, why are you trying to call everyone out like that?
I'm not trying to call everyone out. I'm saying stereotypically they're more difficult cities to live in.
Yeah, I 100% feel, because I've been...
And then we have average.
I've been in Fairfield, so I straight up feel if I would have gotten out of my car, I would have been called an N-word. Yo, get back in your car. Get back to where you belong. It's not funny. I straight up feel like that. Yo, everyone being in there freaking
this
like.
happened in East Haven though.
That's a mix. This can happen. This happens in New York. It's just like you're just colliding with people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it would necessarily always happen to you in Fairfield County.
I just feel like it's more likely because I don't know.
Honestly, they look at me a certain way. I feel like more affluent people, they even look at me a certain way.
Yeah, they can smell that money on you.
They could just tell, like, oh, she does not make 6 figures a year.
What you doing around here?
She's less than us. Like, excuse me. It's weird. Like, you get, like, this weird vibe from people who have more money and, like, bigger houses and stuff like that. And you just, like, ugh. Like, it's not a great feeling. But it's so silly because anyone can make more money.
And
you never know.
To get back to this lady, that's my issue with this whole cancel culture thing. Because we're so quick to cancel Shane Dawson, Jess Hilarious, especially this lady that was super racist in a store. But it's like, I feel like we're too quick to jump on it. Similar to the thing with Kevin Hart, where, like, someone dug up his old tweets or the Oscars, or what was he doing? I think it was Oscars, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Oscars or Grammys.
Something.
Oscars or the Grammys he was hosting. And they looked up his old tweets. And it's just like, if the guy says he apologized for it previously, and you're bringing it up again, and these are tweets from, like, I think 2009, 2010 maybe. Yo, I'm not the same person I was back then for you to compare me to that. Like, I grew so much.
And the thing is, who's going to go through, like, tens of thousands of tweets to see what they have to delete?
Yo, well, I think
I'd have to hire someone for that.
They have companies that do that.
I would hate that job.
It's super annoying.
That is so tedious.
I'm super annoyed by it because I saw some YouTube video of someone hating on this. What?
I was just touching your hand.
Like,
dang!
I'm sorry, guys, for allowing her I'm like, she started touching me. I'm like, the fuck?
How dare I caress his head?
Now I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
So I saw this YouTube video that was on. This YouTube video of this girl, like, hating on Joe Budden from the Joe Budden podcast and some of his friends on that. And, like, she was saying, oh, like, Joe Budden's, like, doesn't like black women, or Joe Budden doesn't like this, or his friends are like, sexist because of what they tweeted. And when she pulled these tweets up, it shows the timestamp of when they were tweeted. And these are, like, back in, like, 2008, 2009. And I'm like, what? Yeah. This isn't even recent.
Right.
Like,
we've all been stupid. Come on. We've all, whether it's on the internet or not, we've all thought and done things and said things that were not the smartest.
Man.
Or the most sensitive.
I don't dislike a lot of YouTube videos because I find it pointless. But as soon as I saw that where she's hitting this with some old tweets and it's not anything recent, I hit that video with a dislike straight up. I'm not for that.
Yeah.
I'm not playing that game for you to slander someone's name on some old tweets. Like, let me pull up what tweets you got, and we can go from there.
Well, it's just like the beauty community. I mean, that's like the whole thing now on YouTube is canceling everybody. Last year was insane.
Oh, man. Yeah, I saw
Everybody who's like me and watches the beauty community, it's just a wreck. It's a mess. It's a hot, clicky mess. It's honestly like high school. It's awful. It's just, like, and there's, like, these massive people with followings that then, like, there's that, and there's these tea channels, which they can sometimes help if they're done the right way, and if they're not biased, and they're informational and whatever, but then there's the ones that are just, like, in it to wreck someone's career even more.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the bad apple of the bunch kind of thing. And then, people were just losing hundreds of thousands of subscribers quickly. And a lot of it had to do with digging up old tweets of, like, racist remarks and things like that. Again, like, from 2009 or whatever. What else was there? There was that. I feel like I'm forgetting one of the other big things. But there were, like, and the thing is then, they lose brand deals out of this, too.
Yeah, they're trying to kill these people. Like, we build people up.
It's similar to what just happened recently. I'm totally blanking. The whole college thing that happened,
Scams.
and Lori's daughter apparently had some partnership. What was it, Sephora?
I don't know.
Or something? She had some makeup thing, and that went poof. It's similar to that, because it was like Laura Lee is one of the ones that got canceled last year, and she lost, I think she was going to have something in Ulta or something like that. That went goodbye. It was kind of funny. Her like apology video was hilarious though.
Wait, who?
Laura Lee. And everybody the one that was like sobbing the entire time, and like it just seemed like not authentic.
Oh, that one.
People are still using the meme.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's like her, Manny MUA, Gabrielle Zamora, like a lot of these people were canceled. Some of them are like okay again, some of them aren't, some of them are like in the middle. I don't know. People are extreme. I think there's reasons to cancel. I think also, yeah, sure, if you're offended or you're rubbed the wrong way, sure, go ahead. You can unsubscribe. You don't have to support this person anymore.
Don't support them.
Right. You don't have to support them anymore. But then there's these people who want their 15 seconds of fame for bringing something up or for making a meme about it or something, and then it's just, it gets spiraled out of control.
Man, and that's my issue with cancel culture, because like if we're pulling up tweets from back then, I'm sure I have some crazy tweets because everyone was tweeting crazy things just to get a retweet, just to get favorites, all that stuff. It was Twitter back then was just I don't even know, like the Wild West. I feel like Twitter now is a lot more...
It's so random.
I wouldn't say Twitter is a lot more, like, calm. It's still crazy, because there's a dark side of Twitter.
There's the porn side of Twitter. Did you know that? I did not know that existed, and then one day, I just saw what I couldn't unsee.
Man, I just can't, because I feel like if I go back to my old tweets, I'm probably saying some real stupid stuff. I feel like we're all saying stupid stuff if we've been on Twitter for that long. Like, if you just created a Twitter a few years ago, I'm sure you don't have not anything happening or anything crazy that you said at that beginning.
I can't remember what it was, but do you remember when my friend brought up the tweet you made, like, right around when we first got together? And she thought it was, like, a not so good sign?
Nope.
It had to do with I think it had to do with something alluding to the fact that you may be in it for, like, girls or something, or, like, playing around or whatever.
I mean, it could be the time, because I was heavy on putting, like, music lyrics. So I mean, it could have been something like that.
It was funny because this was in 2014, okay? So it was right around the time that we started dating, and for her, she saw it as, like, a red flag. Like, oh, this guy's just, like, she saw, like, tweets of yours, like, multiple. Like, and she would scroll, like, going through, like these people. And, it's funny because then it's like, to get to know the actual you, it wasn't anything to worry about. So, but that goes to show.
Bust down, Tatiana.
Oh, my God. Plus, some people, not for nothing, they will say stuff just to seem cool or to fit in.
Maybe I wasn't trying to fit in.
Maybe but, like, some of these people saying stupid stuff on Twitter back then, especially the people who are our age, because that was in high school. Like, maybe you're just trying to be cool. Like, you don't even need it.
Yeah.
Maybe you said something that literally seems racist, but you didn't mean it. You just said it because someone else said it and it was cool. Like, there's, like, all different ways you could go about this. So, like, sure, cancel someone who's actually a pig, like that woman in East Haven.
Yo,
Like, that was a horrible display of humanity.
We need to be focused. Cancel people that actually need to be canceled. R. Kelly. I'm straight up down with canceling Jussie Smollett. Like, he's still going on with this whole plea that, like, hey, he's innocent. I don't believe you at this point. Your lawyer didn't come out to, like, say anything on your behalf.
Oh my God, it was hilarious. We watched Empire, and, like, we just view him a different way now. Like, literally the stuff he was saying, like, we're just like, nah, like, you don't mean that.
Your boyfriend left you on this show because you were lying.
Like, they were just... It was funny, the lines he would say and be like...
Really?
Okay.
Really, though?
Okay.
Also, to add to that, along with the list of canceling people, cancel people like Andrew, is it Andrew? Shoot. Harvey, there we go. Harvey Weinstein.
Andrew!
I don't know where Andrew came from, I don't know.
Oh my God.
Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, like, Those
Right.
people, like, I'm still curious to know
People do awful things.
what is happening with Harvey Weinstein. We got Bill Cosby out of here, but I'm like, I'm not gonna throw the race card out here, but yo, I feel like there's something there.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
That's mad sketchy. We got Bill Cosby out of here quick when he has a whole bunch of people. Harvey's the same thing. We has a whole lot of women that are saying, yo, he did this to me. What's happening? That's my issue. To touch on something else where I'm not sure if we're gonna be canceling is Chick-fil-A. Oh, I always want some chicken on some Sundays. Or, yeah, some Sundays. Not all Sundays, of course. I'm not a stereotype.
Why?
So Chick-fil-A, I found this interesting. You said you already knew about it, but Chick-fil-A has a charitable foundation Chick-fil-A's charitable foundation kept donating to an anti-LGBTQ groups.
Yeah, he thinks this is new, guys.
I never knew about this until I saw this article from Fox.
Years. This is like, people have known for years. They have always been very anti.
Well, I know they're anti, like,
because
all that.
And you know what the horrible part is? They put it because they're Christian. So again, they are putting a bad name for the Christians out there like myself who are not against that community. Like, they're trying to attach it, be like, well, this is our religion. No, your religion is to love others, and everybody is, you know, God's son and daughter and all that stuff. No, like...
Yes, I got a question for you.
What?
Does that Chick-fil-A chicken still hit the same, even though they be done?
To be honest, I never, like, it was just okay all this time. I'm not one of those that, like, is obsessed with Chick-fil-A. I never was.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
it's
God.
Alright. I've had it like maybe a handful of times in my life, and it was alright.
God. When you bought that chicken sandwich home the other day, a few weeks back, oh, it was gone. I haven't had Chick-fil-A in a long time because, of course, when I want it, it's Sunday. When I want it, it's on a Sunday.
That's weird.
No,
honestly though, that's like me though. I've never been in a Hobby Lobby. I still want to go.
I don't.
And they are closed on Sundays, and whenever I want to go, it's a Sunday. Like, no joke. I'm like, hey, I got some free time. I'd love to go. Oh.
Yo, I'm telling you, Chick-fil-A's chicken hits like nothing like KFC or
it slaps.
Popeyes. It is a knee slap. But that thing, I'm just like sitting
no,
eating it.
Not knee slapper, slaps. It slaps a certain way. That's the thing nowadays.
My bad. Don't shoot the messenger.
That's the phrase.
Yo, oh my God, that was amazing. I was like, this is great. Also, speaking about Hobby Lobby, I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and be like, yo, I'm donating to another anti-LGBTQ.
True, you never know.
Hobby Lobby kind of died. I don't know. I really don't hear much about it.
I mean...
I felt like it was a big thing when it came around and everyone was like, hey, Hobby Lobby. And it's like,
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of craft stores is the problem. There's Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Container Store, all those different things.
My question is it not a huge thing on, like, us canceling Chick-fil-A, or is it because it's discriminating a certain certain
community
group of people that is such an issue? Like, I don't know. That's kind of wild that you're donating a large amount of money. Like, man.
Not for nothing. I'm sure there are people in that community who enjoy Chick-fil-A.
1.8 million is what they donated.
Why would you do that? It's a stupid business move. Clearly, they just don't know good business.
Yo, who owns
or have good
Chick-fil-A?
humanity.
I want to know who owns Chick-fil-A.
Because, like, you never exclude a group. It's similar to the people, okay, like the bakers and stuff, that denied, like, gay couples wedding cakes and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It's the same thing that it's, one, it stinks for humanity, but two, it's bad business to be declining any person, any group, any whatever, because now that is going to spread like wildfire, and boom, there goes your business. Good job there. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Oh, man. I looked up the Chick-fil-A owner. It's this guy. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised. This guy looks like a really aged old baby.
Old white baby.
Oh my God. Yo, if you're able to, go on your phone and go Google Chick-fil-A owner. This guy's name is S. Truitt Caffey. You can pronounce it better?
Hold on.
Oh, you're looking up
What
his
is
age. Yo, he's old.
1921. What does that make him? Wait.
Hold up.
98.
98?
Because in 2021, he'll be 100.
Well, he's aging horribly for someone that's 98.
The question is, when he goes, are these, is it going to be the same policy, or are they even going to be around to see that day? That's the question. Honestly, I think, let's be real. I don't think the business will go out of business because people will still support it regardless.
Yeah, I still see that happening.
Plus, there's some people who don't hear about this. They just don't know it's happening. They're like oblivious, so they'll just still go to eat. But,
yeah. I mean, it's just like Chipotle. You hear about the E. coli thing, and you're just like, hey, like...
You let it blow over.
I'm like,
I mean, to be fair, that's the same with anything. Like, when they have meat recalls and salad recalls and all this stuff, then you kind of go back to it after a while.
Like, yo, I'm going to stay off
that may happen. That may happen. Yeah, that may happen. People are like, oh, I'm going to stand with them. This is fine. And then, like, 2 months later, they'll be like, all right, that was enough, right? Like, which is terrible.
Oh, man. Enough with all this cancel culture. I just wanted to get it off my chest because I'm super irritated about how we're so quick to cancel something and not like think it through. Like that Shane Dawson one was too dramatic. Like we should have just not been so like, I don't know, like so quick to be like, hey, I don't like this. You say you humped a cat and you got it all sticky and slimy and all the.
Oh, ew, ew, ew.
Yo, I don't like this at all. Alright, let's get into some relationship advice. Hopefully something that's not too heavy, but don't quote me on that one because I have no idea. I have a couple ones that I wanted to hit on that we can get into. Man, this one is rather long. You ready for it?
We'll see. Let's
get into this tea. So this one says, my girlfriend wants to get engaged soon, but I don't think I'm ready for that step. To give you an idea, the girlfriend is 24 and the guy is 29. So this person goes on to say, hello guys. I've met my current girlfriend last year around the new year and we really hit it off. We made it official a few weeks later. Things have been great. Just a few fights, but nothing that couldn't be solved. We have discussed marriage and the future of
our relationship.
I'm trash at reading, along with the fact that this person does not know how to spell. We have discussed marriage and our future on a few occasions.
Oh.
Let's skip to our 1-year anniversary. I've planned a dinner and a few things to do that she was expecting me to do to propose that time when I didn't, all hell broke loose.
Uh-oh.
She got all mad, yelling at me. How could you imagine... What? How could you imagine proposing? Why I'm not... This guy is horrible at the spelling and it's throwing me off. Oh, man.
You should just, rewrite these before we get on the podcast.
I should. Why I'm not changing my address to hers. He's also saying he won't propose to her, and she's asking, why didn't I propose, and so on. He goes on to say that there's this general feeling of fear, but can't exactly say what it is. Her reaction to him not proposing to her made him feel even more unsure about making this step, and he thinks he's not ready for this type of commitment. He further goes on to say, but this is everything she dreams of, and I think this is the only thing she sees currently. Now she is asking me how saving money for the ring is going. If I'm proposing anytime soon, and it's starting to sound like a bad commercial, or she's asking if he's proposing anytime soon, and it's starting to sound like a bad commercial, and I don't know what to do. What is your take? Because I feel like so many couples go through this, and I feel like we went on it. Not on such an aggressive manner, but yeah, we're going to get into this tea. Let's go.
I don't know. It's tricky because at their ages, I mean, it could happen for either age. I mean, you and I are 25, so
yeah,
it could happen at hers and his especially. However, more and more couples are waiting longer nowadays, so there's also nothing wrong with that. And I mean, they've been together a year. Sure, that's not 2 months, but it's also not an incredibly long amount of time. So I feel like a year is kind of woo, this would be really nice if it happened right now, but I also kind of get if it doesn't happen yet. I feel like from a women's point of view, you start to kind of really want it to happen by the like 2 to 3 year mark. I feel like that's when you start to be like, okay, so like we've been in this, we ain't leaving, like, are we kind of gonna move forward kind of thing. So I kind of like, I'm not like it's terrible that he hasn't proposed. And I think a lot of women have experienced where you think it's going to happen because it's like this romantic night or whatever. I personally haven't experienced that, so I don't know, but I mean, you were just celebrating your first anniversary. I mean, don't you still want that to be special even if it's not a proposal? Like, he just was trying to make it a nice day out or something, you know? So I don't see much of a problem with that either.
Now, I feel like I need more information. I say this because, I don't know if you started asking when we were at our 1 year. I don't know.
1 year? I don't know. I don't think so.
I feel like I need more information. I want to know from this guy, what do you like about her? What do you not like about her?
What's the uneasy feeling?
Exactly.
Dig into that.
What's your issues as to why you're not wanting to jump into this now?
Yeah. Is that you or her? Is it like, what is going on there?
Because I feel like it's way more deeper to as why he's uneasy to why you're not looking to jump into this with this person, and it's probably some issues that you've had to deal with. Yeah, you say there's not been a lot of fights, but I'm like, if someone's this persistent and this on something like this and can't respect it, which I feel like a lot of women do this with every guy, and it's really annoying. I want to know more. She's 24. I'm like, why are you rushing it? I get it. Your friends are probably all getting proposed around this time, all this stuff. But you're in your own bubble. Like, don't...
You are, but it is hard when you see that all around you. And especially if, say she's happy. Because it sounds like they were perfectly happy.
If you're happy, you should be happy without the ring. The ring's not going to do anything.
Yes, but I think people see it as... Well, then this is it. Let's take that next step if we're good, that kind of thing.
We need a couple years on her belt, so we can go through things.
I don't think that's a bad amount of time.
Like she's pushing, saying, "Oh, why don't you change your address to mine?" Like, so it sounds like they live separately.
That's
of course.
Yeah.
It's just like a dog. Like, maybe I don't want to give up my whole space right now. Like, if I'm uneasy about this, like, chill. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of red flags in my mind.
It's harder because she sees him as older, too. So she sees him as, like, why are you not wanting to move faster? So, like, I get that, but...
There's a whole lot of things to unpack there. Of course, if you feel uneasy and you don't feel comfortable doing this, do not do this. I know that you were heavy on this. I'm not sure how much you want me to get into it, but I know you were heavy on it, and then, like, it got to a point where I'm like, yo, chill. Like, you keep asking, it's not going to happen. I'm not one of those guys that are going to get pushed into this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my take on to it. Because that always annoyed me, where women are just like, yo, how come you're not married yet?
I think we can kind of tie this into the earlier topic, though, of how you're kind of taught that your whole life. You're kind of trained to believe, like, this is a big step in your life. Like, literally, and this is like, I was talking with someone I used to know. We got together, like, over the holidays, and, like, we talked about this, how it's seen as this monumental step. Like, it is the biggest day of, like, this women's life, especially.
Yep.
And, yeah, like, no doubt, it's going to be amazing and special and it's whatever. But, like, it's seen as almost more important than anything else you could achieve or you could do. Like, literally, what if I build $1 million business?
Yeah.
Nope, you still, that wedding day, though, that was something, right?
Yeah.
No, like, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, got a doctorate degree or something. Like, these are things, got, like, the best promotion. These are things that should really be celebrated and you should aspire for growing up as any gender. So, like, I think it's kind of like you said, like, media, parents, books, TV shows, everything kind of points, Disney movies, everything points to this. You have to fall in a fairy tale love. You can't expect any less. You have to, like, get married and have babies and the whole nine. That's why a lot of women, too. Because, like, hey, you don't have to have kids. You do not have to if you do not want to. Of
course.
But a lot of women have trouble with this because when it comes time and they know in themselves they don't want it, they still are questioning themselves because of what they've been trained to believe. Mm-hmm. That, like, you have to.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have for this fulfillment or for this duty to society because you're a woman and all this stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So I think it stems back to that sure. So women become impatient when they're with a guy they could see themselves with because this is supposed to happen anyway. So, like, what's wrong? Why won't you do it? Like, am I a problem or like, are we good? Like, it becomes this whole problem now. It's like all encompassing.
And to lead that's what I hate because, you know, we're engaged. Of course, if you're listening to this and you're a new listener and you don't know, we're currently engaged. We're going through the process of getting married and setting up the wedding, all that fun stuff. And you told me, I think a few days ago, you're now getting the questions like, oh, when are you going to have babies?
Already!
Already!
And I'm like, guys, I'm not even married yet. And I understand that nowadays you don't even have to be married and you can do, like, people do everything however which way. And that's fine. For me, I always want to be married first. But, like, it's like, okay, can I not be, like, 9 months pregnant at the wedding? Can I have it first and, like, you know, look good and feel good and all that, and then because the thing is, that goes into a whole other territory of issues.
Yep.
You should never ask when you're going to have babies, how it's going, all this stuff. Unless you're, like, on a really close basis and, like, it's someone you can do that with. These random people, acquaintances, friends, whatever, you should never do that because what if they are trying? What if they had 5 miscarriages? What if they, found out that they're infertile? No, because for real, that is like the subject you should not touch on. It is so insensitive. And I understand that people don't always come from that point of view. They are trying to be just nice and have conversation, whatever. And it's kind of funny because I used to compare getting engaged to that. Mm-hmm. As, like, the runner-up to not asking about pregnancy and babies because it's like, yeah, sure, we were having issues, which is part of why it took 4 years to get engaged.
Yeah.
Not all of it. I mean, it's still fine to be that long, but, like, a big part of that was because we were having issues, and so he wasn't going to do it in, like, the height of our issues, like, the height of, like...
I'm unsure if I want to be with you, like this guy.
Right, so, like, there's everybody questioning the relationship, there's everybody, just not being as happy or whatever, so, like, why the heck would you do that? So, and I even told him, like, I would tell him several times, I'm like, I don't want you to until we are over this hump. I don't want you to until, like, I can actually be happy about it and surprised and, like, in it. Because could you just imagine, too, like, from a female perspective, if you're just not genuinely happy and you don't know what's going on right now, why would you want to be proposed to? Because guess what? Sure, in the moment, the big ring and, like, the gesture and however he did it is so, like, over the top. But within a couple weeks, you're back to reality. And, like, it sets in again. And now you're just... terrible. And it's just, so anyways, but what I was going to say is it's similar to the baby thing because people would ask all the time. We moved in 2.5 years ago together. Basically since then, I got all the questions of when he was going to propose, when are we going to get engaged, when are we going to get married, blah, blah, blah. And I would always have to do the generic, like, I don't know, like, I'm traditional, so I like, to be surprised, so it's on him when we get engaged, blah, blah, and so that would kind of shut them up, because then they'd be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, hey, hee, hee. But every time I had to say that, when we were in the thick of it, it would hurt me. It would be painful, because deep down, I knew that it was also that we didn't know what was going on right now, and we had to figure that out. And I mean, there were days, like literally days, when like we would have had like a blow up the night before or something, and I had to do like bridal makeup trials, and I'm with these like super happy brides, and everybody's all happy and engaged in wedding planning, and then they also ask me, and I'm like, can we not?
Know what's happening right
like
now.
it just so it just. I feel like those are the two things. Babies and marriage, leave people alone. Let them do what they're gonna do. Like, it's everybody's different anyway. Even if you're perfectly happy and things are going great, people are different. Because, for example, I don't want kids until at least 30. Okay? So we still got a few years. I'm totally fine if people, want to get married and get pregnant on their honeymoon. Cool. Like, if that works for you. But for me personally, I still want to wait on top of being married. Mm-hmm. So, my own parents aren't even asking when I'm having kids yet. So why are you guys? Like, it's so, so it just, that's my, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I had to get that out.
Let's see, you had some pensive passion.
Woo! It got deep in here real quick.
I feel like I need more information, because I feel like after a year, we probably had a couple fights, nothing crazy. I've been like, whatever.
Honestly, it didn't escalate until we were moved in together.
I don't know. I beg to differ on that one.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like we had fights probably going into our second year. Not the first year was probably cool.
First year was
we
the
went
coolest,
places,
of course. And see, that's the thing. It's it's a part of the honeymoon phase.
Exactly.
So
that's
everything's
why
great and fights are little and you let things slide and all dates are new. Everything is new and exciting. Nothing is boring and same old. Nothing is, whatever. So
yeah. And that's my issue with this. Where it's I feel like we need more time, because if my future wife is going to be this pushy on something and not going to respect my view on this, where it's I don't feel that we're ready for this. I don't feel like I'm ready for this, let alone us. That's an issue.
Yeah.
And it's do you really? There's been stories. I'm sure we've heard this before, where it's a guy proposes to his fiance, to his girlfriend, and that wedding day he doesn't show.
Mm-hmm.
It's
that can happen both ways too.
Yeah, it can happen either way, but I feel like there's more pressure on the guy.
The bride could be ready there and then just book it.
I feel like there's a lot more pressure on the guy because of the women.
Guys typically get more cold feet, is what you always hear.
Exactly, yeah. And it's those are the same. I've gone through these things when I'm sitting here and I doubt, and it's during those bad times where it's you're getting asked all this, I'm getting asked these things through friends or through work or whatever when having bad days, and it's just why now? Why you ask me these things now?
Yeah, I know. It's always when you're going through it.
And if you're really unsure and this person is super hesitant, rethink it. Look at what we learned in therapy was your deal breakers. I know it's obvious, it's simple, deal breakers, duh. But it's tough when you really like this person and you can see a future with this person. You have to really sit down and go through the deal breakers and see is this really worth it? Is this person going to give you what you need, what you want, all that stuff, and what things are you willing to compromise with?
And that's the thing too, is deal breakers and it's need versus wants. Mm-hmm. Is important to kind of separate, because you could easily say you need everything.
Of course.
That every want is also a need.
Yeah.
But you have to, that's where you find that room to compromise and to talk about things and to, give and take and all that stuff. There has to be some wiggle room, so you have to have wants, not just needs. My
also thought goes with this. If your girlfriend's this persistent, what is happening in her home life or in her past life? Is her family, her mom and dad not together, or that she saw that as not being the greatest relationship, and she's proposed to me because I don't know, she feels like that's gonna make everything better. Maybe the fights maybe you didn't have that many fights, but the fights were bad, even though you were able to work through them. That's some of my thoughts there. All right, so to wrap this discussion up here, at the end of the day, I need more information, and I really feel before you get pushed into popping this question, because we all know guy friends. You probably know some guy friends that have proposed to girls under the pressure, and it's just don't do that. Don't do that to make them happy and then make yourself not happy. You both have to be up for this. You both have to be happy. It's as much as your life and your time as much as it is hers. You both have to be in sync with this. It can't be 1 foot out, 1 foot in. Definitely has to be a conversation. I'm going to go back to the 3 C's. You know what they are?
Go ahead.
Uh,
You're too excited about it.
Communication. Wait. Ah, man, I messed that up.
Oh.
Compromise, consent, communication. Right? We came up with those?
I think it was
off.
consent, communication, compromise.
One of the two. I don't know.
Whatever.
Screw the order. Nonetheless, you get the idea. Like, definitely communicate with her. If she's not, if there's so many red flags, and talk about it with your friends that are in like successful relationships. Don't go talking to the guy that doesn't have a relationship currently. If you feel comfortable, because clearly someone has opposition.
No, careful with the friend thing. Yes, you should have your friends to lean on sometimes, but also you should not run to them with everything, because they can be quick to kind of demolish your relationship too. Like, if you were just kind of going both ways, but then like they could make it seem 10 times worse, and they're not in it.
Yeah.
They don't actually so the way you're describing it is one side.
Yeah.
And it's this whole thing. So you also have to be careful, like, your friends shouldn't be dictating everything about your relationship.
Very true. I'll give you that one. So definitely communicating with your partner.
Just, honestly, you're going to go through bad times, too. So just see if they're worth it. Just go through them and talk and try to get to another. Yeah, try to go to another. Try to get to the other side. It may not be easy.
How are you going to get to another side with this?
Maybe there's a way to talk to her so she'll finally lay off. Maybe she'll finally come to her senses, or maybe he'll figure out what is going on and he'll talk to her about it.
You pushing me saying, hey, you're going to figure out how you're going to pay for that ring? I'm like, yo, stop. Like, whether you're joking or being serious, stop. Like, there needs to be respect in that. That's what it sounds like to me. Mm-hmm. Like I've been saying, there's some lack of respect there. It's just like, can you respect when I want to do it? And just know, like, hey, when I'm ready to pop the question to you, that's when it's genuine. It's real. Like, you don't want that fake.
Well, that's the thing. Did we say it on our wedding, our first, podcast or something? I feel like we said he waited a year and a half.
Yeah.
He sat on this ring for a year and a half. Yeah. It was literally in the security box.
Yeah.
Under our bed.
So I want to make sure I was comfortable with this.
And I'm like, I was sleeping on that every night. We were fighting around that. That's what makes me sad. Yeah. I'm like, oh. But yeah, so
make sure you're secure with this decision. It is life-changing, I'll say. Because, you're going to propose. Then you're going to figure out that, whose house you're going to move into. Like, so many...
Or get one together or whatever.
Like, so many things are going to be changing if you make this step. So make sure this person is right for you.
Money.
Make sure you're... Like, everything is...
That's the thing, too. Having a joint account is real. So, if they don't have that yet,
yeah, making sure you're on the same page.
You gotta be able to trust the person.
Yeah, and definitely this person being so, pushy and on something, I don't know if I like that. Me, personally, I don't like when someone's, on me and nagging me about something, so this is kind of like a red flag to me. So, I don't know. Definitely communicate. I'm super curious to know how this plays out. I wish, you guys all the best in this, and she just has to lay off and respect. When you are ready, it'll be real, it'll be genuine, it'll be worth it, right? Tell me, it's like you said, it's much more worth it than me proposing, a year and a half earlier, and you being upset still and thinking that's gonna fix it, and we're still sitting here fighting.
It doesn't.
Because that's another thing where I feel like women just think, hey, we're gonna get married and everything's gonna fix itself. We're not gonna be.
And that's the
angry.
thing too. It's like, you could have a 10-carat diamond on your finger, and if you're just not happy with that person and they don't fulfill you and you're not in love and all this stuff, it doesn't matter. That thing is not gonna matter. That thing is it's just another piece of jewelry. It's just cool, so I can sell it for a lot. It's not gonna comfort you in the times that you need it. It's not gonna talk to you. It's not, it's not going to celebrate with you. It's just a piece of rock.
Yep.
And if it doesn't mean something, if there's not meaning behind it from the guy or whoever's proposing, and if it is not enjoyed by the person because they wanted it, because for the right reasons, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's the thing. It's like people could literally, there's some of the happiest people, and they have, like, the tiniest ring or not a real one or whatever. Like, they could have a ruby. They could have, you know, whatever it is. And they could be the happiest couple.
Yep.
That's
So
what
true.
matters.
So true. On that note, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. Told you we were gonna get into a lot, right?
I got deep. I'm exhausted.
Oh man.
Ah! My necklace keeps going in my shirt. That's cute.
Alright guys, so like I said, just another announcement on this. We're going to be doing the video version of the podcast that will be up on YouTube. This comes out about 12 o'clock every day. You can check it out there if you want to watch it.
Standard time.
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. You can watch the live podcast then, or if you are in your car, busy, whatever, audio podcast is still there, available on all the major platforms. I'm also getting it available on other platforms that aren't so big, but I know everyone has their own services that they like listening to. And that's it. Also, I want to add, send me your questions. If you're listening to this, send me. I would love to take people's questions, any advice that they want. I would love to lend some type of advice.
Though we are not counselors, we are not experts.
Yeah,
we're just fumbling along the way.
Just giving from our take and from what we've been through. I just feel like, hey, I don't know. I feel like it'd be helpful. What are you doing?
Playing with the glass of water.
Also, one last thing. If you are listening on iTunes, definitely hit us with some feedback. Review the podcast. Tell me what you think.
Stars.
And tell me what's going on.
We the best.
And we'll check you guys on the next episode. Once again, I'm Shadell, one half, probably the greater half, of Paging... Excuse me. I didn't have to interrupt you. Don't interrupt me.
Uh-huh.
The greater half of Paging the Simpsons.
Hey, you got it right that time.
Shut up. Here with my lovely fiance.
The lovely Lauren.
And we'll see you guys next Friday. Or this Friday. My bad. Alright, guys. Peace.
Bye.